Hi guys, welcome back to the channel Clear SSB. So this video is going to be about a recent interview that I gave. It was regarding SCAT and SSB preparation. So I'm attaching that interview clip over here. I hope you learn a few things from the interview. Also regarding the TAT feedback, I'll be uploading that video tomorrow. So here is the interview.
Yeah. So hi Pooja, welcome to Recommended Tips.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How about you? Everything is fine?
All good, Kishore. Thank you for reaching out to me.
Yeah,
I'll be more than
definitely. It's my
happy to
privilege
help
to
the
have you.
candidate.
Yeah, it's really privileged to have you in my channel.
Thank you.
So first of all, let me speak about yourself. Like, please introduce about
Mhm.
you.
Yeah, so I'm Pooja and I've done my graduation from Pune, AIT Pune. Since then only I was always interested in joining defense services, and that's when I started preparing. I got placed in a company in Deloitte, and then I continued the preparation. Finally, it was in the year 2018. That was my second attempt when I got recommended. But unfortunately, I could not make it to the merit. So after that, I left IT, and SSB preparation was a part which, really intrigued me a lot. Like, I really liked the whole process of it and everything. So I decided to make my career in teaching. I think that is the best I could give back to the society. That's what I thought at that time. And that's how I ended in this field. I started teaching, I thought, for 1.5 year. And while teaching, I know I'm a very dynamic person. I keep changing my goals. And that's when I realized that,
But
I should
still,
prepare for UPSC.
yeah,
Yeah.
but still, your objective was pretty clear. Always serve for society.
Yeah, and that's when I started preparing for UPSC. So now, as a hobby, I've been guiding SSB aspirants, and full time I've been studying for UPSC. So that's about me. I also have a dedicated YouTube channel for that. I keep posting videos as and when I get time, as and when I get bored of studying. So that's
Yeah,
about
still,
me.
yeah. Yeah, because your YouTube channel, you're doing really well because you're giving the clear-cut information for SSB. Because I personally believe your work is completely like holistic preparation where every candidate need to watch a video before going for SSB. I believe because
Thank
I
you. Thank you.
recommended many people, many candidates to follow your channel because the thing how you decoding the story along with the picture speaks much rather for preparation.
Yeah, I think while preparing also I went through several videos and books. I always felt that, like, this should not be the method of preparing for SSB. Like, someone should
Exactly.
not tell me what I should be writing in my stories. Like, that should completely come from my mind, my experience, like what I relate to that particular picture. So that was the whole idea. And I think if you watched all the videos, you would have realized, like, this is the same idea. I keep telling it in a different way in every video. So
Yeah,
yeah.
because the recent the picture about a man and two men having a staircase in between, it's completely different perspective because your stories, you have decoded seven stories in which you're purposefully stressing what led to situation, which
Yeah.
required for every individual aspirants to note it down during their preparation. Because I personally felt many candidates are writing actions and preconceived ideas, but still what led to situation is the most important thing for psychology.
Yeah, exactly. So if I talk about TAT, I think this is the most important aspect of story writing. Like, if I tell somebody, like, you have to write a story maybe about some debate competition, obviously the steps are going to be same. But why the candidate has chosen that particular situation, that will bring out many characteristics in which the assessors are interested in.
Yeah, definitely. Because recently AFCAT application dates are gonna get over by June 13th. I personally believe AFCAT is pretty tricky exam when we think about negative marks. If we able to eradicate negative, we can able to score 200, 250 plus or even 225 plus easily. So I like to
Yeah.
give your thumb rule for AFCAT preparation because you scored 220 plus?
So Kishore, my story was like, I think it's the same for all the girls. We don't struggle for recommendation, we struggle for the merit. Like, even when I thought of getting recommended, my thought was like, merit mein hoga ki nahi hoga. So that was the aim. So for us, it was like, you have to score 200 if you want to get into the merit. But it was unfortunate that I did not get it. But still, about 200, I think basic books only I followed. For quantitative aptitude, I think that is the section where I did not miss any mark at all. And for that, I followed just one book. There is this book of R.S. Agrawal. And in that, I covered 12 to 13 chapters that you can refer from the previous year question papers like time and distance, work, energy, all these. Only 13, 14 topics are there. I can also just send you the list and you can put it in your description box so that the candidates can refer to that. Just stick to those 13, 14 topics and solve all the solved examples from the R.S. Agrawal and do 10, 12 practice question. I think that would be enough, more than enough for quantitative aptitude. Plus, before doing that, please solve all the previous year question. I made sure every time when I attempted AFCAT, I used to solve the previous year question, all the questions again. Like, I just put the timer and do all the questions again because most of the time the questions are repeated, only the numbers are changed. So for QA, I did that. Apart from that, English, I think AFCAT's level is not that much. I think CDS has difficult questions for English. English is not a big deal. Apart from that, reasoning, also you can refer the R.S. Agrawal book. R.S. Agrawal has everything. Like if you decide to give 2 months only, 2 months are more than enough for AFCAT preparation. Plus, please solve a lot of questions. I think first time when I gave AFCAT, I scored pretty less marks, around I think 152 or 153. And thereafter, I practiced a lot. I gave a lot of mock test papers and the pattern always remains same. I think mock test would be a very good option.
Okay, then I can believe that practice is the key for clearing quants as well as non.
Exactly. Practice a lot. Like the right content has to be there. Refer R.S. Agrawal. Do not go for any other book. Both for verbal reasoning, non-verbal reasoning, maths, तीनों के लिए refer R.S. Agrawal and thereafter previous year question papers. Solve them 2-3 times. I would say that.
Okay, but I believe negatives in general studies section getting increased because I personally felt like when is the Chowri Chowra incident between 1921 or 22, like 50-50 strategy where many candidates are lagging that.
Yeah, I think that is a section which is pretty dicey. I mean, you can't rely on the general section because they can ask anything. I would say just keep on preparing for SSB, stay updated with the current affairs. Nothing in specific for current affairs I did. Like if I always solved maybe not more than 6 to 7 questions. That too, there are some questions which are always repeated, like some military exercises or missiles and all. Some sports awards are there. So these 2-3 things, I think you can make the list and prepare every time when you go for AFCAT.
Okay, Pooja, it's really interesting. And I heard about your strategies. Then, I want to know about your SSB preparation. Like, how you started? What made you different in this attempt compared with last?
Okay. So I started my preparation in the year 2017 only. I gave my AFCAT. First time I did not go for SSB because I just joined the company and I was not very sure. So second attempt I did go for SSB. At that time, I think the preparation was at very basic level. I saw a few videos on YouTube about SSB and I started story practicing and all of that, like the normal thing which all the candidates do. And I went to Mysore, I remember, and I got screened out. So that was a pretty horrific experience for me because I was, yeah.
it's a nightmare, right? When you get
It's a nightmare. I know. I can totally remember the experience even today. Like I was a very overconfident candidate. मैं बहुत ज़्यादा ऐसे सोचती थी कि I'm sure I'm going to make it and all of that. And that all of a sudden it broke. Everything broke. And obviously it was my mistake. I was not prepared enough. I was just overconfident. I don't know why. So after coming back, I started, started knowing about the process more. Like, see, what I've heard from the assessors, like I've worked in an institute where I taught with other psychologists and GTO. What I learned now was the candidate should not know about the process. That's what they thought. But when I was preparing, I actually believe in a different manner. I think the candidate should know about the process. Like if there is a psychology test, why is it that they are asking us to write stories? Like what is the motive behind that? So that is the thing which I studied at that time. What is actually SSB? Why are they making me write these stories? What are these stories going to tell about me? Because till that time I was just reading some books, reading some stories, and I remember at that time there was some tat ke pdf ghum rahe hain, WAT ke pdf ghum rahe hain. I read those PDFs, so it didn't make sense to me, like why am I going to write this? Then I read about officer like qualities. I remember when I was damn serious about my second attempt, I actually wrote all the OLQs on the whiteboard in my room, and I asked my roommate, what are the qualities you think I don't have? I still remember that day, and I started thinking about it that ways. Like, if there's a quality called leadership, I would actually go back in my life, in school, in college. Was there a moment? Was there an opportunity where I, uh, got that opportunity to show leadership qualities? And if now I can start, something, I can do something where I can show my qualities, I can improve this quality, I will certainly do that. So that was my roadmap. Like each quality, I just thought about it. ये मेरे में है नहीं है. If it is not there, then how am I going to improve it? So that was one thing. And also there were few other aspirants in my office. Like we were from same college, we were preparing for SSB, so we would just talk about it. We would just write stories and ask each other. So I remember one very interesting incident. So once I wrote a story about NGO. Like, there was this girl, she wanted to do this for children, and then she joined an NGO. So my friend only gave me this suggestion, like, why are we writing these fake stories? Why can't we, actually go and join an NGO, get this experience, and then write these stories?
Exactly.
So I think that's how my NGO journey started. I know it looks a little selfish, but the experience was very, very good. I learned a lot of things over there, and I think that was a good thing I did while I was in Bangalore. So this was the strategy, like just to keep it real. I went with the attitude that, I'm the person, I have these certain qualities. I did all I could to develop these qualities in my school life unknowingly. I was not doing it for SSB. In college, I was not doing it for SSB. It just happened. It's just now that I'm doing certain things so that, these qualities are more visible in my personality. So that was my strategy. I know I used to overthink about it, and still I do overthink about it, but it worked for me.
Yeah, I certainly believe overthinking regarding certain things definitely help us to enrich our capability.
Yeah. So I kept it simple. Like while in the preparation, I was in the overthinking mode. Like I used to think a lot, like, why am I doing this? Why am I getting angry? What does it show about me? But itna zarurat nahi hota hai. But then I am a person who overthinks. So it's one of my weakness also.
No, okay, Pooja. When it comes to the myth of SSB, I personally heard about many candidates saying, like, for PPDT, we have to write a story of high level. We need to spoke first during GD until other candidates make their points down. Like we need to shout in narration and all.
So first thing, let's talk about PPDT. Then we will talk about group discussion.
Okay.
So about PPDT, I even personally think that one should, write a story to best of their capabilities. मैं इस एग्जाम्पल के साथ एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ. There is a saying called first impression is the last impression. I truly believe in that. Second thing, the competition in PPDT is too much. Like, there are 15 candidates in the group, and you would have attended certain SSBs. I have attended many. So I know not all of them are going to get screened in. I know only few of them are going to get screened in. So I, as an aspirant, I would try my level best to write a story which is of high level, which does show a lot of qualities about myself. And this story, it can be prepared beforehand, but the aspirants who prepare the story beforehand, normally they go wrong in the PPDT. Why this happens is because they become rigid in their preparation. Like, when I say that you should go with the stories prepared, I'm not saying that you should limit your imagination. Like, if you've prepared 20 stories, you should not be like, yahi 20 mein mujhe likhna hai. It has to relate with what is shown over there. So I think for that, you should be ready with at least 50-70 themes apne nikal ke ready rakho. If there is a picture like this, create all the scenarios in your own mind. If there is this picture, this story can be there. I think that ways PPDT mein you can make a very good impression. And TAT mein you will have a lot of time. You'll have to write 12 stories. So there you can use your own imagination. There, if you're not writing prepared stories, if you're writing normal stories also, one or two, that would be fine. So I think this myth, I do agree with the myth that PPDT mein you should try and write high level stories. But it's not that only the story is going to decide your screening in. There are certain other factors like the OIR. It plays a major role in your screening. Then your story, then your nation, then the group discussion. All four things combined will decide your screening.
Okay, but it's really interesting as well as knowledgeable, Gyan, from your perspective, from your words. When more to second myth, like during interview, many people try to avoid or try to hide their negatives, especially. Like, for example, if someone is having a girlfriend, like he try to put himself like, I'm being a single when questions rises against during interview. So whether these kind of things, because if we accept it, then the questions would be something different. You might be aware of it.
So interview is something where I would always recommend the candidates to be, honest. Because if you are if even the interviewer, he's a human being. He would have, dealt with children like you. He would have had a son or daughter like you. So he understands all those aspects. The main reason of asking these questions, I think, is to check the mindset, like how you correlate with it. So I had the same doubt when I joined the institute. And I did happen to ask my IO over here that why do you ask these questions? Why are you interested in the candidate's personal life? So he gave me a very simple example that, suppose there is a candidate A, and I asked him, do you have any girlfriend? He says, no, I don't. But if I tell him, you are very smart, why don't you have any girlfriend? Itne to smart lag rahe ho. I think every girl will be impressed by talking to you. So then the candidate opens up. Then he'll be like, no, yes, sir, I have one or two. They talk to me and all of that. So these are certain qualities that they are checking. Like, ki sach bol rahe ho, jhoot bol rahe ho. If you are lying, what is the reason behind that? How much do you open up? You should be mature enough to, understand, like, what are the things you should be speaking in front of IO and what are the things you should not be. And I'll give you another example of maybe there was another candidate. He told me a story that he was very open about it. He said that, yes, sir, I have a girlfriend and I'm with her from class 11th. So he'll cross check you. वो ना ठोक बजा के पूरा देखेंगे कि कितना दम है बंदे में. He'll be like, oh, what do you mean by girlfriend? Are you going to marry her? What are your relations with her? Do your parents know? So he will create that extra pressure to check. But it is very normal, if you have a girlfriend, Just say that you have it. If you don't have, then that's fine. Just be honest about it. There's nothing to hide about it. And plus, one more thing, let me give you another point over here. Even if you decide to hide, then just say that you don't have it. Like, what's the big deal about it? If you think that this is something personal to you and you don't want the interviewing officer to know about it, just say you don't have it, to avoid the unnecessary question, because the unnecessary questions are going to follow. Parents ko pata hai ki nahi pata, are you going to marry her, what if she decides to not marry, and why to invite those
They
questions? That is
complicate.
my, yeah, why do complicate things? Like there are certain other things which you would want him to talk about. Like, if you are giving an interview, you are the person who should drive the interview. Like, you should have in your mind कि मेरे को सर को ऐसे बोलना है कि मुझसे फुटबॉल के बारे में पूछे. Suppose I'm the captain of my team, I want him to ask about that. So that is something you should strategize before such.
Okay. When it comes to GTO, there are many candidates are like have the thought process of we need to have a huge knowledge about general studies in one category. But still, I believe many candidates are in the mindset of it's just a personality. Yes, we don't have to have that much of knowledge in general studies or like knowledgeable part. We just want to express our own opinion regarding the topics. So, which thing is right?
See, let us see this in this way. Suppose you are going for SSB and you are completely not aware of what is happening around. Even if your personality is good, even if your communication English is good, what will you talk about? You will definitely feel underconfident. If you are participating in GD and you don't know about the subject, what are you going to talk about? So I think a smart candidate should, prepare at least some topics that are always repeated in SSB, like the India China topic. It's the favorite topic of the GTO, and he will always give one topic about this, or maybe the nowadays this health sector, about health sector, like why are we not doing so well in comparison to other countries. So there are certain topic which you should go prepared. So that is my stand. Yeah, I think it's not a test of knowledge, but it is a test of confidence. But for you to have that confidence, you should have a little bit of knowledge. I don't recommend to read every day 2 3 hours current affair. Not required. Even if for even if you make a daily habit of reading news for at least 15 minutes, I think that would be more than enough. And when your SSB is coming, be smart enough to jot down the topics and make a list of maybe 50 70 topics. There is a video on my channel where I have given a list of topics that you should go prepared. I think there are 100 topics maybe. So these 100 topics, just make 10 15 points for each topic, then go prepare. You'll ultimately feel more confident about it. That's what I did. I made a list of 50 60 topics, made 10 points. I was very poor in GK. I did not read newspapers when I went for SSB. After that, I started reading. So that's how I prepared.
Okay, then final myth is like this kind of mentality exists in all SSBs. Like if we complete individual obstacle, 10 more than 10 or like 12 to 15, the candidates is having the thought process that I would be getting recommended by GTO.
I think individual obstacle is more about your physical strength. That's the only check they are doing. And when for the girls, I think most of the girls are not able to finish all the. We had 7 obstacles. I was not able to finish all 7. I did, I think, 5 or 6 only. I think for me, it is a measure of physical strength, and it does not have anything to do with your recommendation. It has more to do with how consistent you are. Like, are you even trying to complete the obstacle? Are you putting that much effort? I think that's the only thing. And the expectations are different from different candidates, as far as my knowledge. Like, if someone is from sports background, obviously the endurance and everything is going to be a lot more than a normal candidate. That's the only thing. It has nothing to do with the recommendation. So don't stress too much about it.
Okay, it's quite informative. Plus, your debriefing the myth is something different. what I learned from other candidates. It's really interesting about it. So final thing is one-stop solution to prepare or to groom a candidate for SSB. Like what is your thumb rule?
I think there is no thumb rule for it. It does call for a lot of hard work. I I'm strictly against the 10 days, 15 days coaching system. And if you completely rely on that coaching, that's not going to help. Coaching can help if taken on right time. Like, if you are taking coaching before 5 months or 6 months before your SSB, I think that's the right time. And your learning from the coaching, from the 15 days program, should be that, to understand, like, what are you lacking. Don't try to, be perfect at story writing. Try to, improve the qualities that the assessor would want to see. I think most of the qualities, any quality you would do, develop all kinds of qualities you feel are good. That should be the way. Second thing, what I have felt when I was teaching, I felt that most of the candidates are not confident in communication skills. So that is something which you should work on, and you can work on that. I think it doesn't take more than 5 to 6 months. You can join any course or any group, Telegram group. Many sources are there nowadays. If you want to get into the armed forces, it is really not that difficult. Second thing, don't watch anything and everything available on YouTube, because I have watched a number of videos and I found like 30-40% of them were not talking about the real things that they need. Like, some people are giving stories, like, just write this and you will get recommended. Just some people are giving those PDF, paid PDF for WAT. I mean, I don't know how candidates are buying that and, mugging up the answers. That is something you should completely avoid. Do focus on your hobbies. Like, just keep your PIQ in front. And if you feel that, there is a entry where, you are hesitating to write, you don't know what you should be writing in your hobbies and interests, then I would say, instead of asking others, like, I keep getting messages, ma'am, hobbies mein kya likhe. I can't tell you, nobody can tell you what you should write in your hobbies. If you, even if today, if a candidate doesn't have, anything to write in the hobby, please develop one. Just Google it कि क्या क्या hobbies हो सकते हैं. Then pick up one and just start learning anything. Everything and anything is possible in today's era. That is one. Thumb rule, I think there is no thumb rule for it. You have to work really, really hard for it. Yeah, one thing that I do want to mention is that do not get obsessed about SSB. My experience with the obsessed candidates was really bad. Like, they were very good with everything, psych, GTO interview, everything, they were good, but the only thing was they were too into the, process. They were like defensive सब कुछ है. If not this, then nothing. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Just be practical about it. Treat it like a good career option. That, I think this is the best career option for me. I will work hard for it. If I'm not able to make it, okay, I will, look for my plan B. Always have a plan B. So
Yes, so I can believe instead of having emotions in SSB, we could have a passion towards it. So there's a difference between emotion and passion.
Yeah. Yes, that is definitely the requirement of the armed forces. You should be passionate about it, but not obsessed about it. I've seen, while conducting the mock interviews, there are certain candidates, they will say that, this is the, in order to show that, how much they love defense, how passionate they are saying that this is my only plan. Like, I'm sure that I'm going to clear SSB. So how can you be so sure about it? Always have a plan B, and a strong plan B, because I have noticed having a plan B will give you more confidence. So you'll go with that attitude. See, this is me. I have these qualities. If I am suitable for defense, please take me. I'll be happy to join the forces. If not, okay, I'll do something better in my life. That should be the attitude.
Yeah, it's like giving your nutshell gyan about SSB and everything regarding AFCAT also. Like, it's a pleasure to have you in my channel.
You did mention about group discussion. I think we did miss that point.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
there is a common myth, and this myth I have addressed in the videos as well on my channel. See, initially when I joined, there were candidates who used to tell me, you know, ma'am, हमें ऐसा सिखा दो कि हम जैसे group discussion start हो, I should be the first person to speak because that will fetch me extra points. I should be the person who should conclude. But I don't believe in this myth. I never started my group discussion. I was always the person who would, you know, take forward the discussion. Like if we have discussed about a point, my strategy was that, you know, that whatever leads the GTO has given, we should be discussing all those points. So starting a group discussion is not something I would recommend. I would only recommend you to start the group discussion if you are very, very confident about the topic, if you are very, very sure of, you know, that what point you're going to give. Treat that opportunity. Whenever in group discussion you've attended the SB, you know how difficult it is to get that opportunity to speak itself, and for that I think not more than 30-40 seconds you get. So those
Hardly 10 to
30-40
20.
seconds you should, you know, strike, you should strike to the point. You know, this is my point. Don't make it very short and sweet. So if you're starting the discussion, just have that thought in your mind कि ये point मेरे को बोलना है. Otherwise, don't create unnecessary noise. You are smart enough, you know everybody would try to start. So save your energy. When the pitch of the group goes little down, us time pe you should, you know, use that energy which you saved earlier. So starting not important. Conclusion, yeah, if you are very sure, go ahead for conclusion. I think GTO में group discussion में the main thing is thoda bahut content and a lot of confidence. Listen to others. This is one thing which candidates do not do in group discussion. They are like हमको तो अपने point देना है. They start treating the GD as lecturate. It's not lecturate. Lecturate is separate. Group discussion should actually look like a group discussion. You should actually discuss it with each other. Listen to the other candidate's point, then respond to that. If you feel like, you know, supporting that, support that. Give your fact, give your whatever point you have. Or if you want to oppose him, just थोड़ा politely उसको oppose भी कर सकते हो. So that should be the way ahead for the discussion.
Yeah, it's a really interactive and knowledgeable session with you, Pooja. I'm really happy to have you in my channel. And many candidates will be gaining knowledge as well as procedure, strategy, plus how to weave a good story also. I personally believe this video definitely hit many people's preparation and right path.
Yeah. Thank you, Kishore. I'm really like the moment you messaged me that there are candidates in South India who, you know, even I make videos in Hindi only. So that's a huge mistake. I think I'm making. I'm missing out on the lot of audience that is there. So I'm really happy to help all the candidates. If there are any further questions, you can always reach out to me.
Yeah.